Alright, so this video is going to be about a tumor coordinated attack. This one's kind of it's not complete. But okay, so the tumor immune escape core, or the strategy that the tumor uses, is upregulation of CD47 on cancer cells, which engages SERP-A on macrophages. So the net effect is don't eat me signals dominates. And then the pathway that a tumor is used to escape is HSP70/GP96 chaperones, which become dysregulated and impaired antigen presentation via CD91. The macrophages become tolerogenic, iron-loaded, and metabolically suppressed. This is because the CD47 that shows on the cancer cell, it engages with the SERP-A, which is on the macrophage. And this CD47, SERP-A, plus CRT CD91 imbalance is a central immune evasion axis, or in other words, that's what the tumor uses to escape immune surveillance. Now, a good thing to use, a good thing to consume is Astaxanthin from salmon. Salmon has Astaxanthin because when the cancer cells are in the extracellular matrix, and then the immune cells go in, they're attacked by a cytokine attack. So they have to be protected with of something that's like a strong antioxidant, which is Astaxanthin, which is also reported to be 600 times more powerful than vitamin C. So I think salmon is a good thing to include it in your diet. So Astaxanthin reduces reactive oxygen species, which preserves ER function, and is also immunosuppressive and oxidative signaling. Astaxanthin also restores the CRT on the surface. Eating salmon brings out the CRT on the cancer that I was actually talking about earlier, because the CRT can be sometimes that the cancer cell can hide the CRT, and if that happens, then that means that the macrophage can't bind with the CD91, which is on the macrophage. So eating salmon brings out the CRT. Astaxanthin also it's also better antigen uptake and cross presentation, and also protects T cells and macrophages and NK cells from oxidative exhaustion inside the tumor microenvironment. Oranges have citrus polyphenols, and this can also affect the CD47 on the macrophage binding on the SERP alpha on the cancer cell. So the oranges may reduce CD47 transcription indirectly by redox normalization, but it's not a direct CD47 blocker. So it's also anti-inflammatory support. Also, something else to help the immune system is with PGC1A. So PGC1A boosts mitochondria. The immune system needs mitochondria to function. So yeah, eating chocolate can activate PGC1A. But chocolate can also have cadmium though. But there's a way to bind cadmium, which is pineapple, papaya activates the metal transporter 1 that actually binds the cadmium. Eating chocolate supports cytotoxic function like T cells and NK cells. And improves the mitochondria because the immune cells are a high energy demanding cells. So that's why it's important to keep your mitochondria healthy. So the next piece for this coordinated attack against cancer is capsaicin, which is in like red chili, because capsaicin helps with brown fat formation. Capsaicin activates TRPV1, which stimulates brown adipose tissue, and this also upregulates glucose and lipid uptake by brown fat, so that cancer can't use glucose as a source of fuel. So basically, it's a metabolic competition between brown fat and cancer cells, because nutrients are diverted away from the tumor. Brown fat also improves systemic insulin sensitivity and indirect immune benefit by a reduced tumor glycolytic dominance. Another good piece is macadamia nuts, and because they help the kilomicrons deliver fat-soluble vitamins. So macadamia nuts make the kilomicrons more efficient at absorbing astaxanthin, because astaxanthin is a fat-soluble. Also, kilomicrons help vitamin D absorb. Also, vitamins A, E, and K. Macadamia nuts also have arginine, because in the tumor microenvironment, especially with brown fat present, that the arginine is depleted by the tumors, so it has to be repleted or replenished with the macadamia nuts, because macadamia nuts are a good source of arginine to counter tumor-driven arginine depletion. Another piece is vitamin D, zinc fingers, and chromatin state. So fat-soluble vitamins activate nuclear receptors, which is on the vitamin D, which also activates zinc fingers, because the vitamin D has to work for zinc fingers to also work. Because without the zinc fingers, then the transcription factors on the in the chromatin can't be if the chromatin is closed, which the zinc actually closes it, but with enough copper that lowers the zinc so that there's not too much zinc, which should open the chromatin. Cancer tumors can actually exploit chromatin being closed, because this actually silences immune genes and also reprograms oncogenic transcription, because if chromatin is closed because of too much zinc, which is why it's you shouldn't have too much zinc. If chromatin is closed, then the transcription factors for the immune system can't be accessed, which means a weak immune system, and that's how tumors exploit that. This isn't a nutrition cures cancer, but nutrition can shift the immunologic set point of the tumor microenvironment. So to recap, it's actually speculative that the closed chromatin disables immune genes as a dominant mechanism, because it still needs epigenetic context like histone deacetylases, DNMTs, and TET enzymes, which I'll have to go more in depth into a different video, because that's beyond the scope of this video. But yeah, okay, so a recap is CRT suppression on the expression on the cancer tumor, CD47 expression on the macrophage, so that the CD47 can bind to the CRT. Tumors exploit the chaperone HSP70-GP96 dysfunction to avoid immune evasion, or to avoid immune surveillance. Metabolic starvation of immune cells, because that happens if there's no arginine. Also, astaxanthin to protect the immune cells as they enter the extracellular matrix to attack the cancer cells. Astaxanthin is also fat-soluble. Polyphenols from oranges for redox normalization. Chocolate to boost PGC1A for more mitochondria. If there's more mitochondria, then there's a better immune system. The last two for this recap is capsaicin from chili to boost the brown fat, so that brown fat can hog up the glucose so that the cancer can't feed off of the glucose. And then fat-soluble vitamins for the vitamin D receptor to work, which makes the zinc fingers work. And then there's also a transcriptional competence there, but too much zinc can close the chromatin. A good way to open it is with a sulforaphane from cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. Also, to close off the video, is that a cancer tumor can actually win against an immune attack by if there's a suppression of CRT. So the CRT goes inside, and then the CD47 dominance, a dysfunction of the HSP70 GP96, and please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.